Welcome back to Saints Row the Third. Today, it's time to kill a local superhero. By doing a thing I don't ever do and hold up a place. Wow, you do not look like you care that much about being held up. That's very nonchalant. She did not change your expression. Today was truly boring. Even as if she's being held at gunpoint. Yeah, I never rob stores like that. I don't want to. But I've gotta do it in order to summon this guy, who we will immediately shoot to death. Now granted, he was trying to use a gun. So it's not like he was just coming in here with muscles or anything. But I guess that's Steelport for ya. It's just the kind of city that has superheroes that use guns. Alright, next is this guy, which is... yeah, pro tip is basically just... you go to the Decker's HQ, which is up here, and he'll just appear. This is just a guy who appears. I guess he's surrounded, so there's a gimmick to actually making sure he dies, but... in terms of finding him, yeah, that's super easy. And they're not even part of my team this time, so I don't have to feel bad about throwing a grenade at him. It's not a mole. Alright, and Dr. Wong. So he has to pretty much just go in and... I think all you have to do is enter this screen, but I figured, I'll just do my fucking lipstick here, I guess. Don't give me actual plastic surgery, just apply some lipstick. I've heard this guy apparently isn't that good. Alright, so yeah. He appears outside for some reason. Guess that's how he botches surgeries, he's just not in the room. He botches surgeries through negligence, which, honestly, is just as much the fault of the people who are, like, running the rest of it. Like, don't start until the doctor's in. Thank goodness I was just applying lipstick, or I could be in some serious trouble. But yeah, this is one of those situations where if it were like Saints Row 2, where you just, like, know they exist, I would have found this guy a long time ago, because, as always, I'm here between every episode. Now granted, I'm not changing everything like I was in Saints Row 2, but I'm still there all the time. It's the only place where you can get your hair done. I'm trying my best not to hit anybody, I'm sorry. Just stay out of the way. Anyway, here's the Mixmaster. Weirdly enough, this one didn't really cause me much trouble. You just find this guy. Well, really any guy driving one of these. This isn't a defined one.
It's no way to fight a lady.
Actually, is the second one of this episode defined? Because the last one actually isn't. We're doing the last three of this particular chop shop. But yeah, I don't remember what the second one is off the top of my head. Remember the third, but we'll get to that in just a sec. Anyway, yeah, despite the fact that this thing is pretty slow and handles like a boat, it's really not that hard to, get it to the goal. I even completely missed the exit. Like, I just passed by it on the map without realizing. I was too busy being pursued, I'm sorry. Did not take that turn at Albuquerque. But yeah, even with that mistake, I wasn't really in any danger. Like, this was just my first attempt at this particular vehicle, and I still managed to get it. Of course, this is only 3 notoriety, so I guess it could be worse in terms of pursuit, but still. Considering how this thing handles, you'd think it would be worse. Okay, what was the second one again? I'm guessing this one's probably easy since I don't remember it. You really don't, I'm gone. Alright, this one is... oh right, Justice. Yeah, Justices are pretty good, so this one escapes no problem. And yeah, we can see right off the bat, it's not a set one either. So yeah, I think only the limousine is a set location, out of all of these. Yeah, this time it's a 4 notoriety for Morningstar. It's not too bad. Honestly, I've seen worse, and again, This thing actually handles really well. I like how the Justices drive, so no problem getting this thing all the way over here. And hey, what a coincidence, they're also chasing me with a Justice as well. Okay, so here's the last one, which again, he is not set, but it is an utter bastard to actually pull off. So, we need to find a Titan. Now, this of course is one of those armored truck type vehicles, called armored trucks. I always found I had the best luck making them appear by just taking a circle around the casino. But, yeah, the thing is, these handle like absolute shit, and this is gonna be the worst notoriety we have out of all of these missions, so I could not for the life of me get this thing to the goal without dying almost immediately. Now, there are a couple of strategies, some of which make sense, but I don't have enough reputation to pull the sensible strategies off
There's no way
yet.
to fight a lady.
Thankfully, however, there is something else I can do. It's a little weird, but I mean, as long as I survive, I guess it's fine. So yeah, 4 notoriety with the cops, and there's always somebody with a gun immediately finding you and filling this thing full of bullets. And yeah, unfortunately, despite the fact that this is an armored truck, it dies very quickly to things stronger than it, which is basically anything that's going to be following you. Right, so there's a particular type of weapon that I have not shown off yet. So remember how we got this thing after the end of Act 1? It can control vehicles? Well, as it turns out, if you just control a vehicle, nobody cares that you're stealing it. So you don't get police notoriety for doing this. Now, you can't get into a different vehicle while doing this, because if you do, you will despawn the Titan. So you pretty much have to run all the way over. This thing basically has a radius, so if it's close to you, it has full signal, and the farther away it gets from you, the less you'll have until eventually you get too far away, and it cuts off. So basically, you want to get a ways ahead of it, activate it, drive past, get as far as you can. And that's how you steal an armored truck. Alright, we're done with Dieter's missions, and thank God. I hate that man, and all the missions he had me do. So what upgrades did we get? Abilities, what do we have here? Oh, sprints, that's good. I do like a sprint increase. Let's see, gang abilities, we get... let's see here, oh! Notoriety White Police! So, if, say, you're trying to steal a Titan and you have 4 police notoriety, you could just activate that, and then you wouldn't have police notoriety. I hate my timing on everything. Anyway, yeah, now we have that ability I mentioned last episode. We can find things on the minimap, which is helpful. Means I will miss less stuff. Unless I'm busy with other things, in which case I will keep going. But if it's a situation like this, where it's clearly on the map and I got nothing better to do, and nobody's chasing me, I can just collect things. Honestly, it's probably best to do this with some kind of aircraft, preferably one you can control pretty well, so helicopters or things that are similar. Or another vehicle type that, I've not really seen much of, that's kinda interesting, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, basically, not planes. You don't have enough control over planes, but there are things hidden on top of roofs, so it might help to just take something and, fly over rooftops and collect that way.
That went well.
Either way, though, as a reminder, they don't appear on the large map, just the mini-map, so unfortunately, you still have to go online if you want to find a full map of collectibles, and unless you've been making notes yourself, it won't know what you have collected, like the game would. But it's decent for the time being. Right, so, of course, today is going to be Angel Day, which means we're going to be dealing with the luchadors a whole lot. We're buying up their territory, we're disrupting their operations, you know, the usual thing. No activities because, as always, we're gonna be doing activities for Angel, so feels like it'd be a bit redundant. Also, now we just have the Power and Light Factory, so I feel like we should probably own more than just $1,000 revenue an hour. I feel like we're kind of incredibly powerful at this point. We've got some pretty good influence in steel ports. Like, we own energy now. What are you gonna do about it, the luchadors? Also, we own a hospital too, god. The boss is right, the Saints do rule everywhere. Oh, are we already at the end of that? Cause, yeah, I'm getting some collectibles. Doing my upgrades. Which probably means, oh, what else? Ability, oh, it's just telling me about Sprint Increase 3, which I cannot afford. Alright, so yeah, no, we're on Angel now.
Glad you called. If you're gonna be taking on the luchadors, you need to be ready.
I'm always ready for a fight.
I'll be the judge of that.
Buddy, I took over a city 2 times
and
over.
we'll see.
Alright, so, off to Angels then. He is pretty close, so I don't even need to cut over, we're just here. Let's park across the streets, and we're golden. Alright, time to deal with Angel. You didn't make good first impressions, but how are you now? Alright, you're the punching bag guy.
Damn! Why are you living in this shithole?
To remind me of what Killbane took from me. It keeps me focused.
Okay, but I'm seeing like 48 sources of mold, dude. You are not living a healthy lifestyle, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm thinking the mold is probably not helping your whole vengeance thing.
Unless you harden up, Killbane will crush you. But don't worry, I'll chisel you out of diamond.
How?
By making you experience the worst pain imaginable. Now come on. It's time for you to play in traffic.
Right on. Wait, what?
Why are we saying wait what? We've done this before, plenty of times. So yeah, mentioned last time, I'm not really interested in the rapport between the boss and Angel. Cause like, we've taken over a town twice.
This is a bad
We
idea.
killed Marrow. I don't think we need the series' most boring character design to tell us how to be tough. I think we're good. But yeah, then we just have this mission where he tells us to do this activity we've done plenty of times. It's like, it's a staple of the Saints Row series, is just throw yourself in front of cars. So, I don't know, it just strikes me as a really weak joke that the boss is treating this like it's out there, but it really isn't. You've almost assuredly played insurance fraud. But yeah, I don't think it's particularly interesting. We'll see more of this, which is just... Angel has the boss do something ridiculous, but... she already does ridiculous things, just casually. Like, doctors asked us to do this, and we're like, isn't that illegal? And they're like, we'll worry about that. And she's just like, oh, okay. Well, bye. Now granted, there's a lot of screaming and pain involved, sure, but like... it's the boss, she doesn't care that much. But yeah, in terms of his dynamic with the boss, I don't find that interesting, and I don't think he's that interesting as a character. Though, I did recently have the thought that, like, the best way I have to parse him is that he's kind of a parody of a AAA video game character, right? Like, he's obsessed with revenge, and he's got no other personality traits, and in terms of design, he is just the angry, bald guy. I guess he's not quite the angry white man stereotype, because, you know, last name's De La Muerta, he's not white. But yeah, other than that, he does kind of fit AAA protagonist. He really doesn't have anything in his life outside of punching a punching bag, and that's it. Because he just really wants revenge. Yeah, that's kind of the best I've got, and on one hand, I don't think this game is typically subtle in the way it tells jokes, but I also do trust the writers enough that maybe it is supposed to be like that. It's not just me reading into the closest thing I have to making him interesting. You know, I trust them to maybe have done that on purpose. Again, a little more subtle than a lot of the jokes in this game are, but I'd be willing to give them credit for it.
The pain you felt is only the beginning. You ready for the next test?
Ready is an interesting term.
I want you to go out and experience the heat that a fight with Killbane would bring.
Can't we do this metaphorically?
I don't do anything metaphorically. I hate metaphors and reading. It's duh. Alright, well, I don't know how this is supposed to torture us because it's trailblazing, regular version. Good job, idiot. But yeah, no, this just works exactly like it did in Saints Row. As I said, when we did Cyber Trailblazing, there is the regular trailblazing available. You pretty much just run into stuff and stuff explodes. And the more stuff you make explode, the more time you get between checkpoints. So, yeah, pretty much just make sure you get to the checkpoint because, just like in Saints Row 2, you don't immediately get the time bonus, you do have to hit the checkpoint first, but yeah, other than that, and the fact that you shouldn't run into water if you see any, it's a pretty easy but very fun type of mission. But anyway, yeah, like, he really does just seem like a Ubisoft protagonist. Like, he's just boring McForgettable from whatever fucking open world game they release. Like, yeah, he's mad about, whatever happened to him, he's gonna take revenge, and he really doesn't have any hobbies or interests outside of revenge. And again, that's why I feel like he is supposed to be, you know, kind of played for laughs, they just don't actually let up on him. Because he really is just that intense all the time. And there's nothing else to him. And, like, I know Volition knows how to write good characters, so I do think he's on purpose. I don't think anything here is accidental. I just don't think it clicks with me. Alright, so what do we got next? I had a tiger. Guess he's big on montage songs.
Are you ready for the last test?
You have a funny definition of training, Angel.
There's a car waiting for you. Head to it.
I've already played in traffic, remember?
This time, all I want you to do is drive around.
That's it? What's that gonna teach me?
To master your fear.
Then this should be no problem.
Right, so, here's a fun new variation that I genuinely think is easier than the regular version. So, this is Tiger Escort.
Angel, tip these jerks off! I hate you fucking photographers!
Now all you gorgeous
So yes, animal control is chasing after us because there's a goddamn tiger in our car. So the thing that is different about Tiger Escort is that, instead of, you know, the usual meter, that stays, you know, as the paparazzi gets photographic evidence of whatever sex things happening. Animal rage will actually go back down as long as you're driving well enough to not piss the tiger off. And the tiger never asks for anything. So it's not going to ask you to randomly run somebody over after you've passed them, or run into cars or stop so people catch up to you. Now granted, he will claw at you, and that will mess up your controls for a moment, but I genuinely think this is way easier to deal with than anything in regular Escort. And also, you really can't beat just the comedic presence of a very angry tiger, who will just claw your face off. I don't know. On one hand, Angel's still my least favorite character of the three, but I am getting at least a little more amused by this man who is absolutely straight-faced. As he just puts a tiger in a car and waits for you to drive around with a tiger and is like, yes, this will harden her so she can fight Killbane. I don't know, maybe I'll warm up to it. Maybe he will play the straight man enough that I'll find it funny enough that I can just overlook how boring he is otherwise. Look, if they just give me a cutscene where he eats nothing but white bread, then maybe it'll just click with me a bit more. But yeah, Angel's available now, which means we're done, so time for the last cutscene.
Angel, where are you?
I see you made it to the final test.
I see you weren't mauled by a tiger.
At the gym, training.
I don't do anything else with my life.
Alright, so back to the gym, the only place Angel ever is. Yeah, the more I describe him out loud, the more I'm like, actually, maybe this does work as a character.
A fucking tiger?
If you're fighting the luchadors, you need to be ready for anything.
A fucking tiger?
They do have tigers, you
Message in
know.
the method. You mastered your fear.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I need
Face
revenge.
Killbane, but the luchadors must still be dealt with. You know where to find me if you need more training.
I feel like if Killbane dies, he's just gonna turn to dust and vanish. Anyway, that's it for Angel. Next time, back to the main missions.